turn the TV on, right around? It's on? Oh, here nothing. Is there any?
I hear you on YouTube.
You can hear me?
On YouTube.
So like, yeah, y'all, we're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. I'm Officer 5000 Metazapah. I will be holding down tonight's Brotherhood class. All right. So, but you can hear me on YouTube though, right? Okay. So, if anybody has any questions, y'all know how we do, man. Go ahead and put them in the chat. We'll get to them, Lord allow. Shalom to everybody that's already in here. Marsha Spears, Terry Turner. So we're going to get into it tonight, right? Now, tonight I have a video, but before I play the video, I want to go to Psalms 83. I think it's very important that we go to Psalms 83, even though we all know what the scripture says. I feel like it's very important that we burn it into your brain.
Right.
Okay, and then we can start from verse 1 when you do get there. If y'all haven't seen it, the title is Bassem Youssef, the Greek Edomite. And also, I'm going to show you undeniable proof that Negroes today are the Israelites. All right. I don't even know why we got to go through that, but I guess we got to. All right. So you got it, Mataziala, if you.
Sir, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 83, start with verse 1. A song of Psalms of Asaph. Keep not thou silence, O God.
Mm-hmm.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not. This is we all know that Psalms is the Psalms of David. The Psalms are like songs, right? And then Psalms 83, this is one that is very important, of course, to Black people, for us to understand the nature of everyone else's relationship as it pertains to us. And this is something that it's so important that we read it every Saturday. If you go to Sabbath service or if you watch it online, you'll always hear this scripture every Saturday. All right, every Sabbath. So David is saying, keep not thou silence, O power. Hold not thy peace and be not still. Read on.
Come, O God. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
What's that? A tumult? Somebody look that up.
Come.
What's a tumult? If you know what a tumult is in the chat, somebody put it in. What's a tumult?
Oh, you did.
Yeah, no, you got it. You got the blue.
Okay.
So I get a brother faster than you, the brother on point, so you might not get a chance to put it in unless you already know it. Thine enemies make a roar. Thy enemies make a stir. Or what was the other term?
Says to murmur.
Murmur, right?
Growl.
They're boisterous.
Roar.
They're turbulent against the Israelites. What? Say that again? Making a loud noise, right? They're speaking against the Israelites and they're causing confusion and turbulence.
And
it says especially when caused by a large mass of people.
Right, a large mass of, and especially when it's caused by a large mass of people. Now, this large mass of people we're going to see is not all the same people. We're going to see that this large mass of people, the brother's going to start to read who's included in this large mass. Read on.
Kana,
you right. A loud noise. Go ahead.
And they that hate thee
And they
have
that what?
lifted. And they that hate thee.
Now, and when David is saying this, and he said, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. What does that mean?
To the heathen.
Mm-hmm.
The heathen that hate the Israelites that hate.
Who's the thee?
The Most High.
Okay, got you. You got it. You're right.
The ones that hate the Most High's laws, His statutes, His commandments,
right,
have begun to like get bold and
right,
puff up the chest,
right,
and
correct,
and get brolic.
That's right. Look, so the brother is for sure correct. The people that hate the Lord, right? The people that hate Yahweh. And I don't even know, can we even say hate anymore? I mean, we reading it. We reading it out the book.
Right. Concept.
We reading it. We got to switch up, but we got to really switch up the way we even read what's on the paper. So that's crazy.
Like we got to get a list of everything that
we got to start using synonyms.
Right.
You can't use this word. I was just using synonyms.
So we can't read as it is in the Bible. I mean, we can't even read publication.
If they take that away, then is this really a Christian country?
It can't be.
Can't be. You can't even read this.
Yeah.
You can't even barely read what's in the Bible no more.
Right.
Go ahead, read Revelations 2 and 9 and 3.
Right.
And what's that? What's that? Revelations 2 and 9, 3 and 9 or something? Read that. Yeah. I know that works in that tribulation of them that say they are Jews and are not. Read that. They're going to call you anti-Semitic, and it's coming out the book. Yep. All right, so the people that hate the Lord, right? And they have lifted up their head, right? They became proud. That's usually what you do when you lift up your head. You got your head in the air. You're proud, like the brother was saying back there. They have lifted up their head. Read on.
Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Now, okay, read on. Read the next part.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
Now, what does it mean that they took crafty counsel against thy people?
It's like it's like a conspiring, conspiracy to get together to say we're going to do such and such to keep them out the loop. Right. Keep us in the loop. Keep them out the loop. Where they don't know what's going on in the inner circles.
Like Congress, like the Senate, like the UN, like the EU. These are different groups that's set up that doesn't include us. They don't have nothing to do with us, but they take crafty counsel on how they can deal with us. And also private, of course, in the EU or the UN or certain things like that, you won't necessarily hear the term Negro or nothing like that flat out. But of course, these places like Congress and the Senate, they will set laws that will directly affect us.
That's right.
Right. So they take crafty counsel. They see how they can manipulate the wordplay. Nobody know what's going on, but all black people gonna go and vote for it.
Right.
Verse 4.
Verse 4. They have said, "Come and let us cut them off from being a nation."
Let us cut them off from being a nation. Right now, it's talking about the Israelites and how everybody is trying to cut them off from being who they are. There's only one race of people or one group of people in today's time who is being cut off from who they really are. Israelis are allowed to believe what they believe, right? That they're the Israelites. Palestinians are allowed to believe that they're Africans. I mean, literally. Right. Palestine is the Greek word for Philistine. Right. And the Philistines were Hamitic people, which were dark-skinned black people. Okay. And so they are cutting, everybody's allowed to say, I'm Irish, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. But black people in America are not allowed to say you're not allowed to claim any religion. Or no, You're not allowed to claim any nationality. If we claim a nationality, then what comes with it is this is anytime you mention us in the sentences, it always has to be, oh, they're on the Southern Poverty Law Center for as a hate group first. The ADL says this, this person says that, and nobody stop. It's crazy because everybody's allowed to tell us about our history and who the hell we are, but we're not allowed to go into annals of history in the history books, find out what the history books say about us, and we come up with our own conclusion on what our who we are, what our history is, and stuff like that. We're the only people that has to allow other people to speak for us when it comes about history. I'm gonna show you something today. So of course they took crafty counsel that we could be cut off as a nation. Read on.
They have said, verse 4, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
And I can remember when I was growing up in school, right? And my parents didn't have the concept of telling me not to pledge allegiance to the flag. When I was going through McCullough, I had my right hand over my heart and I was pledging allegiance to the flag because I didn't know any better. But also, if you understand in that, it's telling you, okay, because we understand that the nation was created by Caucasian people, or, modern day America, right? Everybody else that's here has to pledge allegiance. And in that pledge allegiance, you say one nation under God, right? And we're not one nation. We are Israelites. That's a whole separate nation. But they're blotting out our name, right? They're blotting out, trying to cut us off from being a nation. Also, that the name of Israel being no more, like nobody even thinks that Israel is a nation anymore. What do they think Israel is? State. They think it's a state.
Just land, man.
What is it? What is a state? Just like the United States of America. We do know that the United States of America, you know what they leave off the United States of America? INC, Incorporated. No, America is a business. We all know that, right? Same thing with the state of Israel. What's the difference? It's not necessarily saying the bloodline people live here, but this is just a state of the land. That makes no sense. Like literally, it makes no sense to me. But I see you looking at. Yeah, it's not the nation. It's not the people. The children of Israel are scattered. The nation of Israel is scattered. When we look at where the Israelis are at right now, that's just the landmass where we lived at. Before it was called Israel, what was it called?
The landmass. Yeah, Canaan.
So because those people were there, right? So now the Israelites aren't there. The Israelites are scattered abroad. The Israelites are everywhere, right? And so when you think of an Israelite, you don't even think of, when you think of an Israelite, you don't even think of the people from ancient Israel. You think of a modern day Israeli, like a modern day inhabitant of the land. And even when you look up these terms, when you look up the difference between Israeli and Israelite, you'll see that Israeli is just a modern day inhabitant of the land of Israel. And Israelites are the people, the nation, the bloodline that directly descended from the man, Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. Verse 5.
Verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent.
Right, they consulted together. They got one consent. Right, they have one consensus. Like they have one consent. This is what's going to happen. Everybody's in cahoots. Right, read on.
They are confederate against thee.
Right, and I'm going to show you something today. Right, I'm going to show you that even because the Palestinians and the Palestinian-Israeli war, I don't know. They've been war. This is like the umpteenth war they didn't have. That's what dominates the news and everything that we see on the TV today. Right. And what I'm gonna show you today is I'm gonna show you that the I'm gonna say so-called Palestinians, right? Because they're not Philistines. Mm-hmm. So the so-called Palestinians, even in their oppression, they are confederate with everybody else to be against you. They got 20,000 people being unalived right now. But even in the midst of them being unalived, they still have time to SHIT on you. You understand? And I got a video. Trust me, I got a video. I got a couple. Right? Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. First, if y'all got something if y'all want to chime in, if y'all got a question, let's go ahead and get it. Tamira Hunter, Meech Rouge, Tangela Howard, and of course Thashiyam and Kana in the building. All right, so you can finish reading that. Go ahead and move on. Yeah, if you could.
Verse 6. The tabernacles of Edom.
Now the first person or the first set of people that is being named in this list right here of enemies of Israel is Edom. Who is Edom? Edom is Esau.
Damn right.
I think that's what the scripture even said. It's exactly that way. Edom is Esau.
Right.
Edom is Esau. Esau is or was the twin brother of Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. Now, Esau hated Jacob.
Right.
And because of the blessing that Jacob got, Esau said, the days of my father are at hand. Thence will I slay my brother. Right. So if you want to understand the hatred between Caucasian people and black people, this is that specific quote right there is the reason why we see the things happening, why you see like unarmed black men being unalived and all that kind of stuff like that, right? Because it's spiritual. Esau hates the fact that Jacob got the blessings and Esau didn't, right? Because remember, Esau was the firstborn. Right. Technically speaking, he should have got those. But him lacking discipline, lacking everything, came in and sold that for some red pottage. Literally gave it all away. That's his fault. But then he came back like Esau does, and he tried to blame Jacob. So, but like Esau or Edom is at the top of the list. It's public enemy number one. Read on.
Come on. And the Ishmaelites.
Right, the Ishmaelites. The Ishmaelites are so-called Arabs. Mm-hmm. One would believe that the Palestinians, right? We all believe that the Palestinians are Arabs. How many have y'all known that? Did y'all believe that the Palestinians were Arabs?
I did.
I did too.
Yeah.
I believe, that the Palestinians were Arabs, descendants of Ishmael, and that Iran need to jump in there, and Hezbollah need to jump in there, and everybody, all the Arab nations and countries should jump in there. But then I started researching, right? I heard Commander General Yohanna say something. Commander General Yohanna in one of those, I can't remember what it was, if it was like a Monday night class or if he was doing one of them, or if he was on Cross the Line Radio or something like that. But he said, man, them Greek babies. You ever heard him say that? You never heard him, Commander General Yohanna, them Greek babies. And I heard the brother say it, I heard the general say it maybe at least 2 to 3 times. And I always wonder, man, what? Like, I've never heard that before. Until recently. We have proof that this brother, Commander General, like what he says is the truth. It literally is the truth. I have been waiting for years to see like something like be weird or off, and it's not. It literally is not. When we say we're in the home of the truth, understand that you have to be able to say that with a certain level of conviction. For somebody to say that, that's a bold statement. Right. To say, this is the home of the truth. And guess what? People come at us all the time, Mataziala, don't they? Right. They come against the school all the time. Right. But they never come up to the fact that we say we the home of the truth. They never come up against that. They'll say anything, whatever. But they never come up against the fact that everything that we say is truth. And what he said was truth, and I got proof. Today I'm going to show you. Young man B said Edomites, they are Turks, right? The Turks are Edomites who converted to Islam. See, brothers is studious up in here, man. We look. They said that brothers don't know nothing. They think that Negroes don't read, man. They said if you want to hide something from a Negro, put it in the book. Right. Because they know black people we don't got time for that. But they didn't ran into the right ones. Hey, I went into college, right? So I didn't know my full potential until I got in there. Then I understood that, man, I can remember stuff. And more importantly, I can read these paragraphs and really understand what it means. On a 10th or 11th grade education, I know what this stuff means. I understand. And so if I could pan the camera around, because of that, you see this library that we have. And the brothers did a good job in here, too. You see how the brother got it looking like a law library up in here. I wish I could show him the camera.
Take a picture. I just took a picture. That's why I
just took a picture. Oh, yeah.
That's why I just took a picture, because it looked glorious.
Brothers got it looking, we got it looking good up in here. Right. And that's because of this school, right? That's because of the zeal that we have gotten. We see the men that came before us. We see Commanding General Yohana, General Muhammad, General Haas, General Maya, General Katham, General Q. Am I missing anybody? General Shalimar. I think that was 7. I don't think I missed anybody. It might not have been in the correct order, Salakia. But we look at those brothers, and then we know how to move. We look at those brothers, and then I know that, what I'm doing is right. So you can read on. We'll just get a few more of them. You can read it down to 10. And we're going to get up off of it.
Come on, sir. Mm-hmm. Of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon.
Gabal, Ammon. Go ahead.
Verse 7.
These are all people that's confederate against us. Go ahead.
And Amalek.
And who?
And Amalek.
That's who's living in Israel right now today.
Right.
Amalek. Right? And Amalek is... the Caucasians that live in Israel today. Read on.
The Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them.
What the hell? Hold on. Dark, whatever your name is. Dark Barkley, right? What are you talking about? You said Afghan, Edom, and Ireland, and Syria. What the hell are you talking about? And how you go black 1 minute, then the other. What are you saying? I don't understand that statement. Right? We know Russians are either. I don't know what are you saying? And you spelled bud wrong. So B-U-D. Go ahead. You can keep going.
Asher is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites.
Man, you can drop that. Look, we understand Psalms 83 is listing a list of people who are in cahoots with each other for you to not know what your true identity is. These people right here will continue to have us believing that we're black and whatever else they want us to believe. but never coming into the full truth of what our identity is, and that's being Israelites. And when we do come into the truth of what our identity is, then we get demonized by it. They try to say we're a hate group. They try to put us in a box and say Black Hebrew Israelites, which is an oxymoron, right? That's like saying white Caucasian, because we know that the Hebrews were dark-skinned people. And I mean, of course, we have the books here to show you. And, of course, matter of fact, why even wait? Sometimes, y'all, I'm gonna just have you show this picture real quick. Why are we even why wait? Like, because this right here is called The Pictorial History of Jewish People. Let's start there. There you go. And on that page right there, if you could read the caption underneath of that picture.
Starting right over on this side.
Yeah, that you can show that picture right there, and just show the caption. I just want to show that. I don't need to. We don't even need to read. We don't even need to read everything. The water, sis.
You said you wanted to show them this.
You can show them. So the book that we're reading from is called The Pictorial History of the Jewish People. All right. If y'all don't have this book, go ahead and get it. It does have some good stuff in it. Mainly because it says the pictorial history of Jewish people. And so when we look at who are considered or who's called Jewish people, we see that it's Caucasians, right? Caucasians call themselves Jewish people. And a lot of times, if you critique them, if you criticize them, if you call them out on anything that they do wrong, they throw out this word anti-Semitism, right? And so if you don't know any better, you'll think that they're the only ones that's from Shem and that nobody else is from Shem. But one thing that I want to show you is I have a picture of what the Semites look like. Go ahead. This right here is a picture of what the Semites look like. And what it says is it says an Egyptian wall painting. So this comes from the walls of Egypt of Semitic slaves at construction work. This is what the slaves look like. You could drop that, right? Give me Exodus. I'll take the book.
Oh, that's all you want?
I'll take that. Yeah, give me Exodus when the Israelites were making mud bricks. Give me Exodus. When the Israelites were making mud bricks. And that's actually Exodus chapter 1. And give me 5.
Khan.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 1, verse 5. And all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls.
Were 70 people that came out of the loins of Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. Read on.
For Joseph was in Egypt already.
Right. Remember, Joseph was in Egypt already because his brothers had sold him to some Ishmaelites. I believe it was Ishmaelites, right? His brother had sold him to. And so Joseph was already there. Read on.
And Joseph died, and all his brethren, and all that generation.
So that whole generation passed away. What's going on, Hebrew? Go ahead. What's going on, Sayana?
Verse 7. And the children of Israel were fruitful.
They were what?
Were fruitful.
What does that mean to be fruitful? Say that again. They create, give me some more on that. Generations, but give me some more. What does being fruitful mean? This sister back there is Sayana's and Zaraba Carr being fruitful.
Oh, they're making babies.
That's right.
Right.
They're having them babies.
Right.
That's what they're doing. The children of Israel is being fruitful. Isn't that what the Lord told us? The Lord said, be fruitful and multiply. And see, that's what we see them doing. It says, and the children of Israel were fruitful. Read on.
And increased abundantly.
And we increased. What does it mean to increase? You increase your money. You increase power. Your oxen, your cattle, right? Gold, whatever it was that we had at that time, it increased. Read on.
And multiplied and waxed exceeding mighty.
Right, powerful. Go ahead.
And the land was filled with them.
So we're talking about the land of Egypt right now.
Right.
And it's talking about the Israelites and how the Israelites was in the land of Egypt and how we was fruitful in the land of Egypt and how we filled the land. Now, where's Egypt today? Where's Egypt today? Spiritual Egypt.
Oh.
Here.
Good kind.
Doesn't it still stand true that we're gaining a little bit of power, but we're multiplying as well here in this place too. But because we're multiplying at an exponential rate, what do? They give us Planned Parenthood. They try to push all types of contraceptives on women. Everything that they do. They allow homosexuality to be okay. Anything so that we can't multiply or procreate. Because two men cannot procreate. Two men cannot have a baby. I don't care. It's this new concept that somehow they're going to take a womb. They're going to take a uterus and implant it in a man. Y'all ever heard that? They're going to take a uterus and try to put it in a man and have a man. What are we doing here, man?
Right.
That's like Dr. Jekyll and how you say it, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Mr. Hyde.
What's going on here? What are we doing?
Right.
That goes against the scriptures. And this is supposed to be a Christian nation.
That's right.
Isn't this a Christian nation?
That's what
What it says in there, that homosexuality is no bueno.
Right. Hold on a second.
Uh-huh. You got it.
Kim Kardashian, it came out at it's like a post, and she's on a cover, and it say that she's the man of the year. Yep.
It says she's the GQ man of the year. What are we doing? What are we doing here, man? What are we doing here? If this isn't Sodom and Gomorrah, I don't know what else. I don't know what other nation is. This is Sodom and Gomorrah. This is spiritual Egypt. Now, verse 8. What we're going to read on. We're at Exodus chapter 1 and verse 8 for anybody who need to catch up with us. What is this dude talking about? Get me right.
If you want me to, sir, I can.
Get me right. Let's take care of this guy.
Take care of him.
Dark Barkley. What are you talking about, man? Let's go. Dark Barkley. What is it? What is your position?
Right.
What is your position? Are you saying that? I don't know. What's your position, man? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Antichrist denied the seed of Shem. Look, the Antichrist is people that just are anti-Christ. That's it. It's just very simple. Right. It's very simple. If you do the works of Christ, then you for Christ. If you do not do the works of Christ, then you're anti-Christ. Right. And what did Christ say about those people? Those that do not want to, listen to me or worship me, bring them before me and slay them. It's very simple. You want to be an antichrist.
Right.
All right, you got it, Mataziala.
I got it, sir.
Oh, you go ahead, Mr. Robert.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 8.
Uh-huh.
Now there arose up a new king over Egypt.
Now there's a new king in Egypt. Read on.
Khan, which knew not Joseph.
This new king, he doesn't know Joseph. He doesn't know the Israelites. He doesn't understand why you're here, what you did to get here. He doesn't understand all the great things that Joseph did for the land of Egypt.
Right.
Y'all know that Joseph was the vizier. He was like the governor or something like that. He was passing out the food.
Right.
Because Joseph would get them visions.
Right.
And because Joseph would get them visions, it helped out the Egyptian government.
Right.
And so he had a high place, even though that was not our place of rest. Even though that was a place of slavery, Joseph still had a high position in that place. And that still goes to show that even in our captivity, even in our slavery, you can still have a high position here.
Right.
If the Lord is with you. Look at me. I'm messing around.
Right.
I'm messing around, but I'll give it to you this way. Any job that I go to, I'm able to excel and make it to the top of it. It don't matter what field I'm in.
Right.
It don't matter what field I'm in. I'm able to excel and make it to the top of the ladder.
Right.
All right. So read on.
Verse 9. And he said unto his people,
Uh-huh.
behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we.
Who's speaking right here?
The new king of Egypt.
Go ahead. You got it.
Verse 10. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us.
Right. He's smart. He's like, well, wait a minute. We need to deal a certain way with these people because they're more and mightier than us. They have great numbers and they're strong. Now we have to watch them because if there breaks out a war between, let's say, the Egyptians and another nation, they might go and join this other nation.
Right.
And destroy us. Read on.
Right. And fight against us and so get them up out of the land.
Do what?
Get them up out of the land.
Get them up out of here. Go ahead.
Verse 11.
Therefore,
they did set over them taskmasters.
What's the taskmaster?
Supervisor.
Go ahead.
To afflict them with their burdens.
So they set up these supervisors to do what?
Afflict them with their burdens.
Right, to afflict us.
Right.
That's what those supervisors were set up for. Not to make our job easier, but to afflict us. Go ahead.
And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities.
Ooh-wee. And in these treasure cities, they had pyramids, they had houses, they had different buildings. And do you think that the Egyptians are going to make do you think that the Egyptians did that work? No, that makes no sense for the Egyptians to do a work that slaves can do.
Right.
Did the Caucasians that came here, did they build America up? No. It's the same concept. The slaves of this place built America up. Read on.
Pithom and Ramses. Verse 12. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew.
What they say? The more you afflict us, the more we grow.
Right.
The more we have kids. And you afflict us, we mad as hell. We go in that crib and
yep.
That's all we can do.
Yep.
To release the what'd you say? Terrifier. Yeah.
Yep.
Tailfire, or however you say it.
Terrifier.
That's it.
Yep.
You oppressed. You go in the house and that's what you do. Go ahead.
And they were grieved because of the children of Israel.
Right. And even in this captivity, these people are grieved because of us.
Right.
Just like Americans. Or so-called Americans, because in the dictionary it says the Americans was a name given to the copper-colored races. So, like, even the Caucasian people here, they're grieved because of us, man. They wonder how the hell we keep thriving.
Right.
After slavery, right? After slavery, how did we get Tulsa, Oklahoma so fast?
Right.
How did we get that so fast? If you leave us alone, we'll catch you.
Right.
We'll catch you. And guess what else we'll do? We'll surpass you.
Right.
We'll catch you and we'll surpass you. And they understand this. So then that's why laws have to be set. All this stuff has to be done to keep us down. Right. That's why, the music come out the way the music come out. That's why everything is the way everything is. To keep you docile. Read on.
Israel. Verse 13. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor.
They made us to serve with rigor. Read on.
And the Egyptians, Salakia. Verse 14. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage.
Hard bondage. Think of being in the fields and picking cotton and things of that nature, right? Hard bondage. Read on.
In mortar and in brick.
In what?
And in brick.
Mortar and brick. Read on.
And in the manner of service in the field.
Could you do this one more time? Matazi, I just want to solidify it after the brother just read this, right? That these is what those Israelites look like. And guess what? This is in the walls of Egypt. They can't erase this.
Right.
You can't erase what the Israelites look like. It's on the walls of that same one. Because the brother read that, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage in mortar and in brick and in all manner of service in the field. All their service wherein they were made them to serve was with rigor. So they made us work hard, right? And these are those Israelites. Could you get the caption real quick? Just go up, just Egyptian wall painting of Semitic slaves. This is them. This is the Israelites right here. The water. Why do we even got to talk about this? Why do I even got to go through what the Israelites look like? We got to go through what the Israelites look like because there's a force on earth that's saying they are the Israelites.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what they say? They understand that the Israelites were black. What did I tell y'all that they say now? They call it the bottleneck theory. That somehow the Israelites were black, but turn white. How the hell do you just turn white?
Right.
How do you just turn from one nationality into the next? It's called y'all Google everything that I say. Do not take me for face value. It's called the bottleneck theory. It's from Dr. Abramson. Matter of fact, Zarabakar, if you can go on YouTube real quick, type in Dr. Abramson.
Okay.
I think it's the bottleneck theory. Pointy nose. They look Semitic. Look, let me tell you something. Whoever this do this.
He says Dr. who?
Abramson.
Abramson.
Yeah, it's his name. I know if you show me a picture of it, I know when you see it. And this video is he's he tries to explain why Jewish people look white. And what he tries to explain is called the bottleneck theory, that the Israelites was black, but then somewhere around the 7th century, you had them mixing with Caucasian people, and then you had the Colonimus family come out of Rome, come out of Italy, and they moved up into like Poland or Germany, and that's where white they never mixed with anybody else, and because they never mixed with anybody else, they somehow turned light. But that makes no sense because German people went down to South Africa, right? Ain't that the people that was responsible for the apartheid? South Africans was white people was in South Africa for how long? Centuries. Guess what? They never turned black. They never turned black. All right. So that's just a quick. And I'm gonna show you one more. I'm gonna show y'all. Y'all bear with me. Show me. I got one more picture for y'all. This is from the book called The Pictorial History of Israel. That's definitely him right there. And so what you got to understand is they grasping that they trying to hold on because all this stuff is coming out. So I'm gonna show y'all this book right here real quick. Watch this. So y'all seen that one said Semitic slaves making at work making mud bricks or something.
Right.
Now this is called The Pictorial History of Israel, right? The Pictorial History of Israel, you cannot get it on Amazon anymore. On Amazon, the book is like $2,000. We got the last one. We do have a hard copy here. We got it for $25. But after we got that book right there, it went up. But you can still get this book right here on the on archive.org. And it will allow you to check the book out for an hour. Now, Zarabakar, I'm gonna have you come up here. And on page 9, right? And this, of course, this is written by Israelis. We stay with that heat. We stay with that heat. Watch this. And then, if you could, Zarabakar, would you mind reading that caption right there, please? You can show the people in the class first. Hopefully, y'all can see that. It's pretty much the same picture that I showed you in the pictorial history of the Jewish people. Right? Now, could you read that caption?
It says, this mural,
the mural
depicting Israel's bondage in Egypt was found in the Theban tomb of Rickmere.
Hey, the first picture I showed y'all says Semitic slaves. This one says Israel's bondage.
Right.
It clearly says Israel's bondage. And this wasn't written by anybody black. Of course, you can look at the names. The names are Israeli last names.
Right.
What did it say? One more time.
This mural depicting Israel's bondage in Egypt.
Show them the book one more time, and then you can show the people in the class. There we go. Same picture. Same picture. That's what the Israelites look like. Now, why are we even having a conversation when there are people that put this stuff in the books? We don't have Negroes that go and research this kind of stuff and do this. This is them that put this stuff in the books. And they understand that they can put this stuff in books and nobody cares because nobody's going to read them. They ran into the right ones. These brothers that I got up in here with me, Robert Carr, Taziala, man, the brothers are studious. Brothers going to pick up a book and read it. Right?
That's right.
This is what the Israelites look like. I shouldn't have to keep going through this. Well, no, I am going to keep going through it because when you look at the news today, I'm seeing a lot of these people saying we the children of Israel, we God's chosen people. And it hurts me, man. It makes me so mad. It's like, you're not.
Right.
You literally are Edomites. And it can be proven. Let me show you something. Tajiala, this is the dude that I wanted to show you. It's in that, I already gave it to you? Okay, I got that. I need that tablet real quick. Y'all, you want some more heat? Y'all, look, I'm gonna show you something, Zarabah Carr. You want to see what the Israelites look like? Y'all bear with me real quick. Let me show something. Let me show the brother something real quick. Because now I got this book right here, right? This is Herodotus. Herodotus' book was written in Herodotus is 5th century before Christ. You don't got it. Oh, okay. I know. However, can you find me this tweet? It's an old tweet. It's from Rupert Murdoch. Ruport, Rupert Murdoch.
Was it deleted?
It's got to be on the internet now, where he says that it's about Exodus, Gods and Kings, where he says that the Egyptians are white. So everybody knows that the Egyptians are white. That's why we're dealing with what we deal with right now, because people think that the Egyptians were Caucasian. But I got a 5th century historian, 5th century before Christ. So that's 400 years before Christ on what the Egyptians look like. I can try to find it too. Of course, if anybody has any questions in the chat, let's go ahead and get it. Young man B says, Salakia, sir, how can I get a copy of that book? Depending on which one you're talking about. If you're talking about the pictorial history of Israel, this book is on Amazon. You could probably get this book for less than $5. You know, the other book that I just showed on the tablet is called The Pictorial History of Israel. That book, you can go on archive.org right now. You can check it out from your Gmail with one click of the button, and then you can get your screenshots. That picture that we showed of the Israelites making mud bricks was on page 9. Found it?
Oh, okay.
He got a tweet, right?
Yes, kind of a kind.
Let me see it.
Well, it's an article that I found on it, but it's quoting the tweet.
It is. It's quoting the tweet.
Kind of a kind.
Okay, let's go. You can quote the tweet. That's
all
good
right.
enough for me.
It says any tweet.
Now, Rupert Murdoch.
This is
Rupert Murdoch owns News Corp. News Corp is like an umbrella company that owns other companies.
Right.
Guess what News Corp owns? News Corp owns the Zondervan.
Wow. Okay.
Right. So we're talking about Rupert Murdoch, who owns News Corp, which owns the Zondervan.
Right.
Now let's read his statement.
Kind. This is on theguardian.com. This is an article.
Yeah.
Name it just says Rupert Murdoch defends use of white actors in Exodus, Gods and Kings movie.
Right. So let me give you a backdrop. When Exodus, Gods and Kings came out, there was a lot of people on Twitter who was angry, saying, "Wait a minute, those were all white actors. They used Caucasian actors for the Egyptians. They used Caucasian actors for the whole movie." Right. And anytime you do see anybody black in a movie, they are just the slave. That's it. Just literally the slave. But the Caucasians get to play the gods. They get to play everybody, right? Any and everybody. That's good. But what people had a problem with that, they said, no, that's not right. The Egyptians were not Caucasian, that the Egyptians were black people.
Right.
Read on.
Now it says, in a tweet, the Australian media mogul.
Australian media mogul, right?
Yep. Whose 20th Century Fox firm is the film's distributor, wrote, Moses' film attacked on Twitter for all white cast. Since when?
Since when? What? This is what this pomp, arrogant piece of garbage said. What'd he say?
Since when are Egyptians not white? All I know are.
Since when is the Egyptians not white?
Right.
That's what he said. Rupert Murdoch. Y'all remember the name. He owns News Corp. News Corp owns the Zondervan. Now, the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary is something that we will go to if we want to understand words. Right? So if you read it in the Bible and you come across a word that you do not understand, do not keep going past that word. You will not get correct understanding of what you're reading. You need to stop, find out what the word means, and then take it from there.
Right.
All right. Well, since Rupert Murdoch said that, since when were the Egyptians not white? Let's read the definition of Hamitic people. And if I could, Robert Carr, do you have that or do you need this?
This is the Zondervan Pictorial Bible Dictionary, page 330. The definition of Ham. It's the youngest son of Noah.
He's the youngest son of Noah.
Born probably about 96 years before the flood. And one of the 8 persons to live through the flood.
So he was one of 8 persons to live through the flood, right?
Khan. He became the progenitor.
What does progenitor mean?
The forefather or the
father, right? Ham became the father, right? Of who?
Of the dark races.
So Ham became the progenitor of the dark races. Remember, Noah had 3 sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth.
Right.
Ham became the progenitor or the father of the dark races. Read on.
Khan. Not the Negroes.
What?
Not the Negroes.
So you mean to tell me that all black people ain't the same?
Not the Negroes.
not the Negroes. Ham was the progenitor of dark races, but not us. That has been taught to us since we got here. What have they been teaching you? They have been teaching you that you are African.
Right.
But we sitting here and we'll take on it. We'll be like, yeah, we African. But we never stop to think critically, like, wait a minute, why don't they come and get us?
Right.
When the Chinese people or somebody else was doing them Africans dirty, they sent planes over there. They sent planes to go get them people from out of there when they was experiencing that. So how come when it comes to us, how come nobody ever comes to save us? Why? Because we're not the same people.
Right.
Just because a Rottweiler is black and the Doberman Pinscher is black don't mean they're the same damn dog.
You want me to keep going?
Read it from the top one more time.
Kana double Khan. This is page 330 of the Zondervan Pictorial Bible Dictionary. This is Ham. It says the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races.
So Ham became the progenitor of the dark races. Read on.
Not the Negroes.
But not us. Not the black man in America. Not the black man in Jamaica, in the UK, in South America, and all those places that we've been scattered to.
Right.
Like I said, just because we got the same color skin does not make us the same blood.
Right.
He's the progenitor of those people, but not who?
But not the Negroes. But the Egyptians, the Ethiopians. Libyans,
what was the first one?
Egyptians.
Ain't we talking about dark races? So what the hell is this dude talking about?
Right.
What they do understand is they understand that they can manipulate us through media.
Right.
And one thing that is sad to say that a lot of times when black people, when we hear something, we just take it for face value. I mean, let's just be honest. We take it for face value. Hold on. I'm going to show y'all something. So with this book right here, right, it talks about, of course, Herodotus in the 5th century. Herodotus in his book, you ain't got to, we already read that. I'm going to just quote it. Herodotus in the 5th century says that the Egyptians were black skinned with woolly hair. This is a Caucasian man that went over there and seen them 500 years before Christ came.
Right.
And the Egyptians were still dark skinned. I gotta find. I'm trying to hold on. Okay, Dave, grab that Elliot's chapter. All right, boom. Also, we're going to go to their sources, right? We'll go to their sources. Shout out, like I said, shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Young man B says, Salakia, sir. Also, I asked because you got a lot of knowledge on these things. Is there a book that proves that the Hyksos was us in Egypt? That is one of those things that is very hard to find out. However, what book do I got that was talking about the Hyksos? I do have something. It's slipping my mind right now, but I do have something talking about the Hyksos and that they were Shemitic. But it doesn't necessarily say that they were outright Israelites. Cannot say all skin folk ain't kinfolk. You got that right. Right? All right, so the Egyptians, this is what this dude is saying. He's saying that the Egyptians were white, they wasn't black, right? And in order for us to, we have to make sure that we know what the Egyptians look like, right? Because the Israelites were mistaken for Egyptians, wasn't they?
Right.
Give me one. Somebody give me a scripture. Precept. Prove to me that the Israelites look like Egyptians. We just showed you what Egyptians look like. Show me that the Israelites were mistaken for the Egyptians, and then we'll see what the Israelites look like. Kwayaswan, what's going on? And then while the brother's getting that, you got that? Go ahead. And I got Tacitus right here. I got Tacitus, right? And Tacitus, I'll tell you when Tacitus was from. Tacitus was first century after Christ. So before Christ, 500 years before Christ, the Egyptians were black. 100 years after Christ, let's see what the Jews look like, right? So I'm gonna get the scripts. I'm gonna read this real quick, right? So Tacitus, this is what Tacitus says in his book. It says book 5, and it's talking about 70 AD. We all know about 70 AD, right? And this is when the fall of Jerusalem, and where the Israelites ran it when Christ said, "Run into the mountains." So we ran into the mountains. We ended up going into West Africa. This is what Tacitus says on that issue right here. It says, some say that the Jews were fugitives from the island of Crete, who settled on the nearest coast of Africa about the time when Saturn was driven from his throne by the power of Jupiter. That's some pagan stuff. Evidence of this is sought in the name. There is a famous mountain in Crete called Ida. The neighboring tribe, the Dai, came to be called Judai by a barbarous lengthening of the national name. Others assert that in the reign of Isis, the overflowing population of Egypt, led by Hierosolamus and Judas, this again say that they were a race of Ethiopians. Let me say that again. We're talking about what the Jews look like. It says many again say that they were a race of Ethiopians. Didn't this brother just read that the Ethiopians were sons of Ham? They were dark. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Okay, more proof. Now, if y'all go into the Talmud, y'all ever heard of that? Mm-hmm. Y'all heard of the Talmud? The most unholy book ever. In the Talmud, it says that Christ is burning in his own excrement. Excrement is, right? Doo-doo, piss, and semen. So he's burning in his own excrement, according to the Talmud. This is what the Talmud says, though. All right, I have Perkei de Rabbi Eliezer. It's in the Sepharia. It's you can go to sepharia.org. Can they see this? I'm going to add it to the John, right, so y'all can get a screenshot if you need it. If you want to get a screenshot. That's funny. They said hands do not use soap or deodorant. That's correct, right? Because I used to be in them warehouses, man. I used to be like, God damn. The women. Matter of fact, in my because y'all know I just graduated out of my nursing school, right? So I just graduated from nursing school, and one of the girls that I graduated with a 3-point, what was it? It was over 3.4. You know what I mean? Your boy, you know what I mean? On the 11th grade education now. Right. I dropped out of school. Right. They told me I wasn't going to be nothing, right? You ain't going to be. What they used to say, you ain't going to mount to a hill of beans. You got to be old school to know what that would be. You ain't going to mount to a hill of beans. So this is what I want right here. Am I doing this right, Mataziala? Can you hold on? I got it on. I got it on there now. Can they see that? It's on a different tab. Yeah. You should be able to screen share. It looks like it's sharing at the bottom. I just need somebody to know. Like, oh, they can see what I see.
You gotta add it to the screen.
Oh, I never added it yet. So lucky. Start there. All right. Can you see that, or can you go in there? Can you make it big to where they can see? Y'all forgive me here. So I think they can see that. That's what they're looking at? Okay. All right, let me show you something, right? This is from the Sefaria, right? You can get it from sefaria.org. This is called Pirkei de Rabbi Eleazar. So this is from one of their rabbis. And it's 24:4. It says, Noah brought his sons and his grandsons, and he blessed them with their settlements, and he gave them as an inheritance all the earth. He especially blessed Shem and his sons, making them dark, making them what? Dark. Making them what? Dark. What did the brother say? That Ham was the progenitor of what? The dark races.
Right.
Well, now, but we're talking about Shem, right? We're talking about Shem, who has no dealings with Ham. And Shem's sons were blessed, making them dark but comely. Isn't that what we read already? Ain't that what we see in there with Song of Solomon 1 and 5? Ain't that what Solomon said? Solomon tell you he black. Why do I got to go to some outside writings outside of the Bible? If this is a Christian nation, everybody here believes in the Bible. Why do I even have to go to something else to show this? Why do I have to go to the Israelis' text to show what Israelites look like? It says, but comely, and he gave them the inhabitable earth. He blessed Ham and his sons, making them what? Dark again, like the raven. And he gave them as an inheritance the coast of the sea. And he blessed Japheth and his sons, making them entirely white. But y'all know that's crazy.
Right.
Japheth don't get tripped up in believing that everybody Caucasian comes from Japheth. That's not the truth. That's not the truth. Right? Because Japheth was black people. And then those names was taken by Edomites.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Those names was taken by the Edomites. You got it?
What names were taken from the Edomites?
Says what names the Edomites take? Like Greeks. Like remember the Macedonians and them were like you ever see them pictures of the black Greeks? Like they were black. You ain't never seen that? I got it, so I'll show you. Remind me. I'll show you Thursday.
What does the sons of Japheth?
Okay. Also, have you noticed that most Caucasian countries have ish at the end of their name, like British, Irish, and we know that from Nature No Color Lines that black people ruled those places during the Middle Ages, during the Dark Ages.
Right.
Then when they come into power, then now they're the British, now they're the Jewish, now they're Irish, now they're the Scottish.
Right.
Right? That makes no sense. Can you be Chinese-ish? Japanese-ish? That makes no sense. It makes no sense in the world.
Salakia, sir.
You got it.
Good question.
Mm-hmm. No, what was you saying? Let me. What was you saying? I thought that was.
Who are the sons of Japheth?
They list them in chapter 10.
But what are they today?
Today, I know of one that I've heard, which would be like Hawaiians, people like that.
This is Nature's No Color Lines?
Yeah, you got to have that, brother. Hey, Let me. Hey, you need that. Can somebody hand me that Nature Don't Know Color Lines right there? It's all chewed up. Thanks to that got character. It got character. It got character. It's right next to the Young's Bible Dictionary. And then we're gonna go, before I leave, I'm gonna show you today that the Palestinian people, the Palestinians are not Arabs, y'all. They're not Arabs.
Right. Wow.
This is what you'll see when you read this book. You'll see you'll see the crests for Germany. You'll see the crest for Scotland. You'll see the crest for Ireland. And guess what, brother? Look at this nigga right here. They got the same. Look, I'm gonna turn my head to the side. Y'all show. You can show them. They got mad pictures. That one right there. Don't they got the headpiece on? He got the headpiece on like Zariah Bakar. Stop playing. He look like Zariah Bakar right now.
That's crazy.
Stop playing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's just one page that I just happened to take it open it up to. Remember that this one right here, Matazia Allah, this one right here that I got my finger on, that got the seal of Zion right there. I know y'all see the shield of David right there. Come on, man. Stop playing. Shield of David right there. Y'all see it? Right there. Brother on point. That's not the only one. That's not just one picture that I flipped it open to.
Did you still want that scripture?
Which one you got?
Well, I was going to use an example of how we look.
Go ahead.
Similar.
Come on.
This is Exodus 2 and 10.
Uh-huh.
Verse 9. It says, and Pharaoh's daughter said unto her, take this child away and nurse it for me, and I will give thee thy wages. And the woman took the child and nursed it, and the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she called his name Moses, and she said, because I drew him out of the water. And it came to pass in those days when basically like that scripture would show
you're correct. How was Moses able to be raised after the Pharaoh gave the decree to kill all the firstborn Israelite sons? How was this Israelite able to be raised up in Pharaoh's house that gave the decree for 40 years without him understanding that this is not an Israelite?
Exactly.
I mean, this is not an Egyptian. He didn't know because the Egyptians and the Israelites look similar. And so with that being said, during 70 AD, right? During 70 AD, the Romans came. During the 70 AD, the Romans came and sacked Jerusalem. When the Romans came and sacked Jerusalem, you had Israelites that spread out. Right. So you had Israelites that went into Africa. You had Israelites that went into Europe. You had Israelites that went everywhere. Everybody didn't just go into Africa, right? But the ones that did come into Africa, they will have you believe, in American society, they will have you believe that black people sold black people, that Africans sold Africans, right? In history, what nation have sold their own? What nation would do that to their own people? That sounds stupid. That, you know what that sounds like? The Palestinians are killing the Palestinians, right? The Hamas is bombing. Hamas is bombing the hospitals. That's essentially what they're saying. The Palestinians are killing the Palestinians or unaliving the Palestinians. And that reminds me back to the doctrine that's been taught about us, that Africans did that to Africans. And nobody else has, nobody else is culpable in that's, you did that to your own people. That's a lie. Now, when we came down into West Africa, understand that we came down there with laws, a culture, a God, and people that was different from the culture, God, and everything else that was around us. So when slavery and all that happened, they automatically knew that we was different. I can look at Kwajaswan and tell Kwajaswan ain't a Gambian. I can look at him and tell he's not from Nigeria. He don't look like it. Let me get a darker brother. Oh, Mataziala. Anybody? He don't look like no damn African. He still looks different.
Right.
Because we different shades in here, right? And they have different shades over there. But our lightest don't look like them and our darkest don't look like them. Mm-hmm. All right, let me show you something. This right here is a 1747 map of West Africa. No, the original Palestine. Oh, yeah. Khan. Yaquatazar, you're correct. So this is Negro land. Why is they calling it Negro land? Didn't we just see that Ham is the progenitor of the dark races and not the Negroes? Wouldn't they call this African land? It wouldn't no need to be Negro land, right? So under the sub-Sahara, where black people were at, they call it Negro land. And then what you would call the slave coast, right there where I got it highlighted, right? Not on the right of the Gold Coast, you'll see what is called the slave coast. And out of the slave coast comes the kingdom of Judah. That's what that say, right? I know I'm not tripping. Y'all see what I see.
Right.
It's called the kingdom of Judah. Why would they call the slave coast where Zariah came from? Why would they call that Judah?
Right.
Why would they call the place where Kwayaswan came from Judah? If he's not a Judite.
Right. That's crazy.
If he's not a Judite. Now I got this book right here. It's a Zariah if I could. He getting his steps in. His the counter going up. I'm gonna read that and then the one right there.
Yeah. Read all the highlighted.
You said is the descent of Ishmael. What? No, yeah. Damien, I'm not sure if we got disconnected here. Arabs do descend from Ishmael. But however, the Palestinians descend from the Greeks. Most Palestinians are Edomites. Now, some of them could be Arabs. Some of them could be Ishmael. But the majority of Palestinians are Edomites. And, I got a Palestinian leader. I got a Palestinian scholar that's going to tell you that. I ain't going to tell you. I don't got to tell you that out of my own mouth. You got it, Zariah
Khan. This is page 67 of the Creole New Orleans Race and Americanization book.
Yeah.
It says there was only a handful of black slaves in Louisiana before the first slave trading ship arrived from Africa.
It was a handful of black slaves in Louisiana before the first slave ships came from Africa. Read on.
In 1719.
Go ahead.
The year after New Orleans was founded.
The year after New Orleans was founded. Go ahead.
Khan. 6 ships from Judah.
Where did they come from?
Judah.
They came from where?
Judah.
The water, Hebrew. They came from Judah.
Yeah.
From where? The slave coast. From the slave coast. It's very simple. There's all of this history is right here for us. But what we got to do is we got to start to think a little bit critically. You know what I mean? When you look at black culture right now, you see that black culture is. When I look at black culture, or when I go on the internet and I see like what's going on right now, I see like, the Chicago beef. We've been relegated to Chicago beef. What else is out there? What's up? What black culture? Twerking. Suki Hana. She said she want to suck the president. What else? That's just black culture right now is a little crazy right now. Yeah, it's just like a drug culture, a murderous culture.
Horror culture.
Say that again.
Horror culture.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be that way, right? You got it.
Kind of.
Everything that's happening today is learned behavior, right? It's learned behavior. It's behavior that was taught to us, right? Because before civil rights, did you see any black woman twerking? Before civil rights, did you see niggas talking about you can't come here to this city?
Right.
You can't. We literally tell somebody you can't come to Miami no more.
Right.
But guess who George Zimmerman get to go up and go to all them cities.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people, if a white supremacist who may unalive somebody who's black can go to any one of those cities and he'll never get a death threat. Read on. So these ships came from Judah, from where we see on the maps that now these maps changed. These maps aren't the same anymore. These maps changed, but read on.
Mm-hmm. Wida, a slave trading post on the Gulf of Benin near Dahomey.
Also was called Ouida, right? Judah was also called Ouida. Read on.
And one of the and one from Cabin, Angola, during the same period. Between February 1726 and January 1731, 12 slave ships from Senegal.
I'm gonna read that. I'm gonna watch that video next, Mataji. You good? I'm gonna watch that video next.
Senegal landed 3,259 slaves at Belize. 3,259 slaves at Belize.
Ain't that at Belize? Ain't that where Shine came from?
Right. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Y'all, when Shine came, well, you remember when Shine came out, they thought he was like Biggie. His voice kind of sounded like that a little bit.
Right.
Go ahead.
At the mouth of the Mississippi River. During the same period, one ship from Judah landed 464 slaves at the same port.
You can go ahead and click it over to the back page. Change that page real quick. Can you turn that page?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, could you read that paragraph throughout it?
Yep, The English had taken Cabinda, and the English and the Portuguese dominated the entire coast of Angola. The French had little hope of trading in Angola except with great difficulty. Although the Company of the Indies had a trading post of Judah.
They had a trading post, like there was literally a trading post here, and it was called Judah. Y'all get something to eat? There's some food out there, y'all. I meant to tell y'all, there's some food. Y'all go ahead and get out, man. There's some cake out there. All that. You feel me?
What? So
these people came from Judah. Read on.
With great. Although the Company of the Indies trading post, there it competed with all the nations of Europe.
So that trading post competed with all the different trading posts of Europe, right? Because they was getting so many people from there. Read on.
The Portuguese were taking the upper hand at Judah.
They were taking what?
The upper hand at Judah. The kings of Ardres were hostile to the Europeans and interrupting trade.
I don't think we got enough on that. Niggas came from Judah.
Right.
Look, black people came from Judah. Now, the reason why you see that on the maps is because there had to be a map to show where to get these people from. And that map shows that there's a difference between the people in Africa. Because at one point in time, wasn't Africa called Ethiopia? See what I'm saying? At one time, it's called Ethiopia. At one time, everybody was called something else. But it distinctly, in a specific spot, shows that these people are Negroes, right? And from these people, it was called the Kingdom of Judah. All of a sudden, when they started carving up the map, then you have the names changed. Right, the names changed. Now it's Burkina Faso, Nigeria, whatever. All this stuff has changed. Why? So the name of Israel could be no more in remembrance, right? So that they could blot your name out.
Right.
But one thing that they didn't expect in 1969 for the Lord to raise up a group of brothers that was going to combat all this and bring it all down. They didn't throw out it. Most of Most are in Christ to that. They didn't believe that these brothers like Commanding General and Hana and them was going to be strong enough to tear this down.
Right.
Right? The brother want to know what book we're reading from. The book was called, could you read that one more time?
It's called Creole New Orleans, Race and Americanization, edited by Arnold R. Hirsch and Joseph Longston.
Y'all know what those last names are. Could you show them could you real quick show them what the cover look like?
Kind of.
It makes it a little easier when brothers go to Amazon to look for this stuff. Y'all make sure y'all get this stuff. Creole New Orleans, Race and Americanization. This talks about the slave ships that came from Judah. Go ahead and get you the 17. You got it. Go ahead and get you the 1747 map of West Africa that was written by or made by a famous cartographer named Emmanuel Bowen. Right, we got to remember this stuff. Like I have a hard time remembering everything else, but I have to remember this stuff. This map right here was written, it was made by a famous cartographer named Emmanuel Bowen, and you'll see everything that you need to see inside of this map right here. The brother said Japheth are Mongol-looking whites, like Trump. Man, we all over the place here. No. Salaki, I don't know why. I thought you was taking a picture of it or something. Brother also said that Shem are the Arabs. Now, Shem aren't the Arabs. The Arabs are Shem. Let's get that right. Yeah, right. Let's start there. Right? Now, Arabs are Shemitic. White people are Shemitic. Esau came from them too. Negroes are Shemitic. Hamitic Africans are not Shemitic. Who else came from Shem? Who was that else? It was like, who else came from Shem? It was somebody. I remember, my memory. I could tell you how the heart work right now, but
Esau came from Shem.
Esau, Negroes, Arabs. It's somebody else. I don't know why I'm thinking. It's somebody else, though. It's somebody else. So like it. Don't quote me on it. If you ask me, I'll do the research. I'll get it for you by Thursday. Probably. So that's what the brother said. All right, we got the book that the brother's reading from. Now, let me show you that. Let me show you proof. Let me show you proof that the Palestinians are Edomites. The Palestinians are Greeks, okay? And we're going to get that from a video from a guy named Bassem Youssef. Now, I know y'all didn't see this dude all over the internet. You had to see this dude all over the internet because this guy is a champion for the Palestinian people. That's okay if you're a champion for the Palestinian people. But the minute you come at my people, it's a problem. The minute you start talking about my people, no, he should have just left it on the Palestinians and them being bombed and whatever else is going on with them. You should have left it on that and not spoke up or not opened your mouth about anything. Right, I believe so. Right. We also got a book up here somewhere. I know Tazaiwan got a book. Man, we got some heat up in here. Tazaiwan just recently got a book maybe within this last year that proves that the Japanese and Chinese are Moab and Ammon. All right, you got that video? Can I get that, please? Let me show you this arrogant piece of garbage. Oh, I got two more things to show y'all too. All right, come on, let's go.
Hey, what's happening? You reached the voicemail box of Dave Chappelle, man.
That was it?
I don't care what they tell you in school. Cleopatra was black.
Well, first of all, this is not a work of fiction. This is a documentary. This is a documentary. There's a huge difference. This is not The Little Mermaid, which is like a fictional character where anybody can play anything. Cleopatra came from a Macedonian Greek origin. It's like, I don't care what they told
Macedonian
you,
Greek
but
origin.
Cleopatra was black. Who is that woman? Oh, why is African American people are telling my own history?
Bring it back. Start from the beginning.
Now, the problem for me, it's not about color. It's not about white and black. This is a very reductive way to talk about things. This is the way that Americans talk about it. All of these pseudoscience and pseudo-history has been going on, and it has implications. That's why you find people like Kevin Hart, who subscribes to these theories, who claim that his ancestors built the pyramids. No, I am sorry. African people from West Africa did not build the pyramids.
Okay.
Cleopatra did not like that. And even
you can stop that.
Jewish people do not build the pyramids.
No, America really could never. And I'm going to tell you a couple reasons why.
Hey, this piece of garbage. You too out. You too out.
I don't care what they tell you in school. Cleopatra.
Now, there was a sister that came out and said, I don't care what they teach you in school, that Cleopatra was black. Who the hell? First, I'm going to start right there. What the hell did Cleopatra do? Can anybody tell me? Why is she so important? And why do we care if she was black or dark skinned? Right? She's an African. This lady, of course, you know, most black people just want to say, oh, that this person is black and all that, right? Because we have this affinity with Africa. But what he's saying is, no, this is how you going to tell me about my people. She's a Macedonian Greek. Who cares? Cleopatra has done nothing for black people. Now, with black people, we don't care if Cleopatra was black. However, we should care that the Israelites are black. Who gives a damn about Cleopatra? The Israelites, however, are black. What else did he say in there? He said that Cleopatra was black. He said that it's pseudoscience to believe that black people built the pyramids, that black people from West Africa. What did we just read, y'all? We just read that the Israelites were made to work with hard bondage and they was making bricks. What kind of bricks were they making? Bricks for buildings and pyramids. Right. So what is, and it's just the arrogance of somebody to say, how are you going to tell me about my people, then proceed to tell us about our people? You're going to tell us about your people. How are you going to tell me about my people? Cleopatra, Macedonian or Greek. But then go to tell us that we never built, that we didn't build the pyramids. You see that? Even in their oppression, even in the oppression of the Palestinian people, they are still confederate against you. Even in their oppression, they believe that they are better than you. Can somebody give me Deuteronomy 7:6 real quick? You got it.
Cleopatra was an Edomite.
I'm pretty sure. I don't even know why we even have this argument of who the hell she was.
Book of First Maccabees, chapter 10, verse 57.
You said Book of First Maccabees 10. Say that again.
Book of First Maccabees, chapter 10, verse 57.
Let's get it. You got it.
So Ptolemy went out of Egypt with his daughter Cleopatra.
Stop playing, man. My nigga. My motherfucker. My nigga. Cleopatra is he is correct.
He's Greek.
Let's stop claiming people, like let's just stop making people black like as if it's going to help our cause. As if it's going to make black people stop selling drugs. If it's going to make black people stop doing drugs. If it's not going to make black people stop killing one of another, why do we care who and such and who this, and that makes no sense. Damn Cleopatra. Cleopatra is an Edomite. You are correct. Bassem Youssef, the Greek Edomite. You're an Edomite, right? What else? And then, like, okay, so then they all know, they all believe that, or they just believe that, I don't know what they believe about black people. He just said pseudoscience. He just said it was, you okay. It's pseudoscience and everything about black people. We didn't make the pyramids. We didn't make anything. So basically, he's just saying we ain't nothing. We ain't do nothing. We ain't. It's no different than that. You remember that black Christian pastor that said all niggas was doing was in Africa swinging from the trees. We ain't build nothing. We ain't make nothing. We ain't do nothing. That we should be happy that white people put us in slavery because now we can read, we got a culture and all that kind of stuff. Like, what the hell do you think we was doing over there? No, somebody go, it's a black pastor that said that. I know, I'm not tripping. Y'all know I got a pretty decent brain. I can remember stuff. But I can remember stuff. He said that, yeah. He said black people ain't never did nothing. He said we ain't never create nothing. They ain't never make nothing. They ain't never. I'm like, man, that's horrible. Because when he said that, when he made that statement in a church full of black people. So if you in a church full of black people and you teaching black people they ain't never did nothing great. They ain't never did nothing worthwhile of studying or anything like that. What you think they gonna go home and do? That's horrible to teach black people that. We waiting on the scripture. That guy, I don't even need to go in to that guy. We know who the Greeks were. Y'all know that the Greeks were called Idumeans. What's an Idumean? Anybody? What's an Idumean? A Greek what? A Greek word for what? Edomite. Idumean is a Greek word for Edomite. Never let them tell you anything different. So he confirmed out of his own mouth. I didn't have to. It's not an attack on Palestinian people or anything like that. This guy right here, who's a champion for Palestinian people, you see him all the time on the Piers Morgan show. He, out of his own mouth, said that they're Greeks. The Greeks are Idumeans. The Idumeans are Edomites. Guess what? The Israelis are Edomites. Same people. Same people, different tribes. It's no different. It's just like Ephraim, Judah, Benjamin, Levi. Same people, different tribes. All right. But Tazi Allah, can you get me one more thing? Blue Letter Bible, I need the word Christian.
Okay.
Oh, they said that Cleopatra took out her own brother and gave up Egypt to Rome. That's it. That's all. That's her claim to fame. That sounds like Rahab. She gave up her own people. Christians are stupid too. They'll be like, see, Rahab, she's listed in the genealogy of Christ. Rahab the harlot is not mentioned in the genealogy of Christ. Y'all do know that, right? I think we did a class on that before. Rahab and Rechab is two different people.
Right.
Very simple. Never let them.
All right. Blue Letter Bible.
Call me up if you're debating. If you're debating and you call and you're in a heated conversation, give me a call. I got you.
Christian.
Yeah, the word Christian. You got it?
You wanted Blue Letter, correct?
Yeah, it looked like you in a blue. Yeah. Now look, even just to show you with the word Christian, okay, because we was talking about the Israelites, how the Israelites are black, all this kind of stuff. The Israelites are the Negroes. We go to the New Testament. We see that Paul was mistaken for an Egyptian. We know that these people who followed after Christ was called what? Christians. What is the definition of a Christian? Could you read that for me?
Okay. It's the book. Well, this is the Blue Letter Bible G5546.
Christianos.
Mm-hmm. It says outline biblical Biblical usage, one Christian, a follower of Christ.
A follower of Christ. Read on. No, keep going. No, okay. Is it that? A Christian, follower of Christ. Go down. Something's missing from here. Hold on. Because I wanted to show you something real quick. Another proof. Again, remember the topic of today's discussion is that guy that we just seen is an Edomite. And also, I'm showing you proof that Negroes are Israelites. But Taziyala, you don't see nothing on there that says black?
Not on a Christian like us. Right?
Maybe it's a... Hold on 1 second. Y'all brothers and sisters, bear with me. Of course, if you got anything, any last minute questions, any last minute things that you want to say, then let's go ahead and get it, because I'm gonna show you one more thing. I'll show you something real quick. Oh wow, they must have took this out of here. Oh, ain't that something? It don't say it no more. Ooh, it don't say it no more. They changed it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Esau, let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something about Esau.
It's slippery.
Esau is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right. Yeah, so I don't see anything on there.
Yeah, I'm gonna check the second one. Wow. I know I got a screenshot somewhere, and if I find that screenshot, I'm gonna show you how they changed stuff.
That's crazy.
Wow.
It's it.
Yes, the word Christian. And under the word Christian, right here where it says Strong's definition, it used to say black. Damn, ain't that something? So we see that the devil is in full effect. The devil is in full effect. What I wanted to show you is something that I've always known. When you look up the word Christian in the Blue Letter Bible, it's supposed to say a follower of Christ. But then also when it says the Strong's definition, it says black. Where's the Strong's? I'll look that up on my own time. We have a hard copy of the Strong's. You got the Strong's. We got a hard copy of the Strong's dictionary. Because Blue Letter Bible, of course, is being disingenuous right now. They are not being forthcoming right now. This used to say, under the Strong's definition part, it literally used to say black. Like a Christian was somebody who was black. It was somebody who followed after Christ, but then it was parentheses black. All right. No, I always got it from out of here, from the Blue Letter. But Kanai, you're correct. The term Christian was a derogatory term. The people that was calling them Christians, they didn't follow Christ. And when it comes to modern day Christians don't follow after the teachings of Christ. Now, one more scripture that I'm going to get, and then we definitely getting out of here with this one. This is going to be the last one. Maybe one of y'all know the seal of Zion has lost her honor. And the apocrypha. King James Version, the Apocrypha. 2nd Ezra 10 and 23. So, man, we're gonna end it out with this one, and this is the reason why nobody like it literally for us it's gonna have to be something supernatural that happens for us to get us up out of here. We're gonna have to continue to do what we have to do for Christ to come, but understand that that's what's going to get us out of this slavery. It's not going to happen before Christ comes. Right, and then this is the reason why that Palestinian lady, remember the Palestinian lady that was in, where was that? In Indianapolis. Remember, she ran her car into the building. Why did she run her car into the building? She would not know who we were other than the shield, the seal of David, right? The seal of Zion. She would not know who we was if it wasn't for this sign. In the UK, when they came against the brothers that was in the UK, they didn't necessarily know who the brothers were. They came against the seal. They came against the sign. All they do is they see this. They see the shield of David, and they say, "Oh, you're automatically pro-Israel" or something like that. And that's not the case. This symbol or this sign or this seal was taken, and now the seal has lost its honor. Read on. Mm-hmm. Read the scripture.
This book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 10, verse 23. Mm-hmm. And which is the greatest of all?
What is the greatest of all? Read on.
The seal of Zion.
Y'all know the seal, right? The seal is something that a king would have. And you know, all of this is 2 letters. This is just the da and the da. Y'all, you know, the brothers who know Hebrew in here, you know, this is da and da. So David's name, right, is da and da. That's why you have da, wa, da. The wa means and. So da and da. It's just 2 symbols, 2 letters put together, which back in that time, a king would have his seal on a ring.
Right.
He would have a seal. He would have his seal on the ring. You know how you melt that little orange. You know how you melt that little red stuff. Wax. You melt that little wax or something like that, and then you would put the imprint of the ring on that seal, and that's what it was. I know that came from Matazia Allah. I know that came from Kwayashwan or whoever. Right. But this seal, read on.
Have the seal of Zion have now lost her honor.
Now that honor that this seal has lost its honor. Now niggas is talking. Now people talking about so above, down below. You know, because one is like one of the dollars is going up, one of the dollars is going down. Oh, it means higher, lower, female, male. It means all types of esoteric. This was the symbol that, you know, they teach this in the Talmud. This is the symbol that Solomon was using to do black magic. Why? Because now that seal is looked at like nothing now. People look at the seal like it's trash. People look at the seal like it belongs to the Israelis. And so now it's lost its honor because the Israelis have no honor. Right. So when people see that, they just automatically think Israeli. And so they be ready to smash a car. Hey, they be ready to turn themselves in. They be ready to commit jihad. That's what that was, Mataziala. Right. She just didn't kill herself. Right. Jihad is when you kill yourself, right? Holy war. What do you think happens when you smash your car into something at a high rate of speed? You kill yourself. That's the only thing that just didn't happen. She tried to commit jihad on the Israelite school of UPK. But because, of course, the school is protected by the Lord, it's now she looks stupid.
Right.
Now she got it. Now she didn't kill nobody. Now she wasn't able to unalive nobody in the building. She damn near wasn't able to tear down the building. Right. And so her explanation for doing what she was doing, what she say? She's tired of seeing the babies that's being unalived every day on the TV screen. Mm-hmm. She's tired of seeing the oppression of her people, but she attacks us as if it's us doing it to her people. Right? King David. Wasn't the term first used in Antioch as a slur? Khan. So, I mean, I think we got that. I think we set out to do what we did for this class. Bassem Youssef is an Edomite. He confirmed that what Commander General Yohanan was saying for 20,000 years is correct. And that's just verbal proof of that. And also, we showed an undeniable proof of Negroes being Israelites. I don't even know more what to say. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and type them in. Get with me on another time. Get with Zarabakar, Kwayashwan, Mataji Allah. We'll answer your questions in Thursday's class. And with that being said, I'm going to pass the class over to Precinct Officer Mataji Allah. Hey, y'all check out the King David Hotel too. Y'all look at the first terrorist attack. Look at the first terrorist attack. Go to YouTube when you get off of here and look up the King David Hotel where Israelis bombed. The King David Hotel was being ran by the British, and Israelis dressed themselves up as Arabs because remember their motto of war is through deception thou shalt make war. So they dressed themselves up as Arabs and they went into the King David Hotel and they let off a whole bunch of bombs. They unalived a whole bunch of people and everybody thought it was Arabs that did it. Slakia, you got it. Oh yeah, you Tawab.
Okay. This ISUPK security announcements. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and shut themselves of the world. If need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they have to seek counsel from the head.
I always do that.
Which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, 10th in Hebrew, my Ashura. That's 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Priest funds, free will offer for the priest. It's not mandatory for whatever amount you like to donate. Mm-hmm. Upcoming holy convocations, we have the Feast of Dedications, December 7th in Smyrna, 202. That's 202, North DuPont Boulevard. That's Thursday.
Oh, that's
a Thursday?
I'm not sure.
It's December 7th.
Y'all just make sure y'all there.
Yeah, December 7th. Feast of Dedication. Thursday. All right. Then wants to be a trooper in the school. Start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, scarf. And if I could, real quick, Mataji Allah, the Feast of Dedication is very important. It's a time of the year where we dedicate our sanctuary back to the Lord. Remember, at one point in time, that our sanctuary was trodden down by the Gentiles, right? By the Greeks, by Bassem Youssef's people, right? And when they trotted down our temples, they had a bunch of abominations in there. And so when we cleared it out, we rededicated our temple to the Lord. So every year when we rededicate our temple, we usually try to, you see what we did? We like revamp it. We put some new encyclopedias up in here. Those encyclopedias are new up at the top right here on the second and third shelf. So we always do things. The sisters usually come in here and do stuff, help out with it, whatever. And we just rededicate it. You know, we make our school look better than last year. All right, Salakia. All right. That being said, men of Israel, Amizah, please stand. Men of Israel, Amizah Shabbat, Amizah, Barak,
Yahweh Bassem Youssef Bakatham,
Yazmatah, Psalms meet turn. Sister Amizah meet stand. Give the sister a courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Amizah Shabbat.
Yahweh Shema Latham Bassem Youssef.
Yazmatah,
say, y'all doing are getting big, man.
You don't know what he said?
Nah, but I remember her though. I seen her somewhere. I seen you. Y'all sisters, right? Y'all not sisters? Oh, I thought I seen your sister before though, right? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Well, welcome, sis. Glad to have you here.
And well,
If you ever have any questions,
okay. So
any question you want to ask.
I assumed she was here before. I ain't my fault. I should have asked.
The brother said to each other, he said, "Power, which is that's the name of power. Hashem in the name of Yahweh Shai is Christ."
I didn't even know. My bad. I had to get quiet. Y'all wanted to clear that up for me, man.
So basically, what he says to each other, Lord, what is it?
Bless. For the sisters.
No, to the brothers, bless you, right?
Bless you.
And then to the sisters, you said Yahweh Shamar, Lord, watch over you.
Look, Quahal left all his shit up here. He left his speaker. He left his. He left the. You know what? I should hide them. I should hide the Carreras.
What?
He got some Carreras. You know, Quahal. They be buying the real stuff.
Oh, those are supposed to be expensive.
Yeah, he got the
I
Carreras.
don't understand the waste and spending money on stuff.
Yeah, me too, man. Look, hey, I'll get me some $5 pair from downtown. I forgot, man. I just had too much. Let me check my email.
Is this right or no? That was.
Let me check my email. Oh no. I actually I brought this one in.
Oh, okay.
That one. Let me check my email real quick. Y'all daughter getting big, man. Look at her. She's just growing up right up in the truth.
Oh, okay.
That's.
The brothers be coming out Thursday? Nah. So put the chairs up.
Yeah, you can definitely put them.
So that's.
I got them in here. I got them somewhere.
That's my other wrist.
Yeah, I just had to ask. Because I think somebody said something. I was like, wait a minute.
I didn't know that.
That did. Yeah. Well, welcome, sis. Nice to have you, man. You got you a hardcore brother right there, man. You got you a hardcore brother right there.
Let's see here.
My motherfucking nigga. Azarabakar, I know you be getting them books, man. That the history of Iron Curtain over America. I only have the PDF. I had this for about 5 or 6 years, but they talk about it literally shows you how the Khazars became Russians, how they became Polish, how they became everything. It literally has all the history. This actually should be like the second page. Yeah, but John Beatty, I think it's Colonel John Beatty, and it tells you he was like a lieutenant in the army, and they commissioned him to write this.
Wow. So did this happen after World War II?
Oh shit! I don't know the exact. Yeah, and you can actually buy that book. Iron Curtain over America. That motherfucker got some heat. They got some heat. It's good for history.
Is it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And of course, Judea trembles under Rome. You got that one.
I think so.
Y'all got the PDF of Judea trembles under Rome. I think.
That's not up here.
What's that?
The PDF version, right?
For what?
Judea troubles under Rome.
Yeah, the PDF is up there.
Okay, bet.
You can just get it from archive.org. Look, they didn't send me. Okay, so I got this package in the mail, right? And I'm looking, and the pack. Look what it said. Look where I got this package from. It was called Boys Town. You ever heard of Boys Town? Boys Town is this place, right, where they used to take these boys and they created their own city for these boys, and it was ran by like the priest or something like that. They had their own city.
Right.
They was molesting all the kids in Boys Town. Why the hell you sent me something from some damn Boys Town?
That's crazy.
Hey, tweaking. Yeah, they was molesting them kids down there.